It was pouring. 262. Alright. Gonna do breakfast stuff. Gonna do dehumidifier is full. Gonna empty that. Alright, well. My blender. It popped all the lower sockets on this countertop. Don't know why it would do that. I really want to check, but I'm running late for work, so because when they pop sockets, you can kind of smell a bit of a burning smell. I popped the casing off now, and I just took a look inside to make sure I'm not leaving, the house on fire. So, yeah, so I popped the casing off, checked all that. It's fine. It's just, it happened once before. And I found a burnt off ground when I fixed it before. I wonder if that would be it again, but I'm gonna Google it throughout the day today just to see, because it's a weird problem to have all day, like all the time. Like, I keep burning off grounds. It's one thing if you keep popping a breaker, that would make sense to me, but yeah. But the blender, she sucks a lot of power, so it's all good. I'm gonna be running late. It is pouring today, so already traffic's gonna be moving a little slow. I only have a 15-minute drive to work, and then with this, it'll be a while. I'm just trying to, since I can't finish it all right now, make the last couple shots of coffee and just drinking it on the drive. Kind of happy I didn't go to New Brunswick. Not because of the coronavirus, because like I said, I know everybody gets all bent out of shape and wants to tell me, how it's all overkill, and then everybody else wants to tell me how, we're not taking it serious enough, and I agree with both. I don't know what to say. I'm not smart enough to make these decisions. I drive Tuck. But I'm just happy that I didn't end up going, because I feel like I've been off lately. Just my sleep's been off, everything's been off, and so I'm gonna focus a bit on that throughout the next few days. The overflow of my smoothie. But yeah. So, I'm not 100% sure what my schedule is today. If I really wanted to know, I could just look at my man first, but then what's the surprise, right? But yeah, I think I might be until 4:30 or something. But regardless, if I'm only until 3:30, then I'm gonna see if I can make the gym for 4 again. If I'm until 4, maybe I'll see for 5:30, but like I said, I kind of want to work on my sleep and stuff. I think a big part of that might just be I gotta go to bed at bedtime. I know that sounds pretty straightforward, but I'm a little bit like a child. I go lay in bed and then I want to play on my phone. I want to do everything except go to sleep. And it doesn't usually work out.
All right, well, I forgot my glasses. It's okay, I can see really well. It's, I did get it put on my license now though, so technically, hypothetically, this isn't okay. Hypothetically. But yeah, I got so sidetracked with the plug to that so I can see fine without my glasses, and it's kind of a problem because I like wearing my glasses because it's so crystal clear, but I don't wear them like first thing in the morning or whatever, or like at night, like just when I'm getting out of bed or getting into bed kind of thing. Like I don't typically have them on, so yeah, it feels weird. I feel naked without them. It's probably been quite a few years I've been wearing glasses. Maybe 6 or 7 years. Even when the guy said, you know, oh well, he said your prescription's so light that he said I couldn't even see you needing glasses, like wearing them. I was like, well, my medical covers them, so I might as well get a pair. And I got them. And I always made the joke, felt like I had like X-ray vision, like it was just so beyond clear. And yeah, so I just been wearing glasses ever since. The biggest difference I ever noticed was at nighttime. Like right now, driving is fine. I guess it is pretty dark. Like I find headlights kind of like blob. Like the brighter the headlight, the more they just kind of blob together. But outside of that, I don't really have. Like I can see the vehicles in front of me, see the tail lights, see the license plates, see the signs. Like I don't know. I can pass the eye test. I can pass the eye test every time without glasses. The only reason that I took the eye test with my glasses, so that I had to have them on my license, is because I found out through training and stuff that when like it's the same problem. If I was to get pulled over and get in trouble for wearing glasses when driving, it's the same ticket as if I was to get pulled over for not wearing glasses while driving. It's very weird. But it just depends if it's on your license. Because if it's not on your license, you can't wear glasses while you drive. And yeah, it's an odd stance they took. Anyway, almost to work. I haven't looked at my day yet. I think it's 3:30, but I'm wrong sometimes. Yeah. All right, talk to you guys after. All right. Wow, what a weird day. I saved a puppy from a fire. It wasn't a puppy, it was an old dog. I'll explain that whole story in a minute. Okay, so my students and I were driving down the road. there was a car on the side of the road and it was smoking. I was like, oh, somebody's burning oil. Then when we got closer, I realized they were on fire. And then when my students said, oh shit, they're on fire. And not them, not the people, just the guy. Just the car. The guy was outside. And the guy was panicking. He was going like this to us. So I got my student drive quite far away. I used to drive fuel truck. And I find like I never put trucks near fire because we can't move very easy. So it's like if that truck starts to catch fire, it's a much harder thing to get away from. Anyway, so I got my students to drive us up a little bit, get away from the fire. Then I got out, grabbed the fire extinguisher, which is mandatory in every commercial vehicle. And I ran back with the fire extinguisher. And I literally said to one of my students, I was like, you should videotape this. You should. I mean, they don't listen to me when they're teaching. They don't listen to me then either. They did not videotape it. So what happened was that I put the fire out. I then took the dog out of the back seat, but he was scared the dog was going to run away. So he was opening his trunk and he got the fishing wire out of his trunk. So not fishing lines, not fishing wire, but it is very thin like a wire. And he tied that all up around his dog. So that was his dog's leash. So then then vehicle compliance, which is like the trucking police, they showed up. They pulled over behind. They put on their lights. He came out. I said, I got the fire out. I think it's an electrical fire. And because it's coming out of the dash. So that's typically an electrical fire. Like there's no gas in there or anything. I was like, I think it's electrical fire. I got the fire out, but it's still smoldering. So he then said, did you disconnect the battery? I said, no, sure didn't. Then he said, oh, okay. He then disconnected the battery. And then he gave it a couple more shots of with his fire extinguisher out of his vehicle. And, and then we all stood around. My student videotaped him cutting. I was so sad. There's no fire. There's no nothing in the video. But yeah, whatever. I got him to email at me anyway. I wish you would have videoed it. Those moments, there's some people just don't video in those moments. And I always want to be the person doing the stuff. I want to be the person that goes up and puts the fire out. So I always try to get other people to videotape. But they never want to. Anyway, so that's what happened. So in the video, you could see the guy, the dog. He has his dog on like not a leash, but like a cable. You can see the vehicle compliant, the inspector, like that's what he is. He inspects commercial vehicles. You can see him cut the battery cable. And I think he gives it one more little puff of extinguisher. And then he kind of comes around. The guy comes over and tells me that like he thanks me so much and all that stuff because his dog's name, he's like, I think you saved my dog. And he said her name was like Trini. He had a weird accent, but his dog's name was either Trini or Trini or Trinity or that sound. I was like, oh, no problem, And and then you can see me just standing there looking stupid with my empty fire extinguisher in my hand. But yeah. I just thought it'd be so cool if there was a video of me climbing in a burning car, pulling out a dog, and then putting out a fire. Make me feel super badass. Because that's what happened. That's what I did. And that would be super cool to have in a video. Even my student. I was like, why? He's like, I know. He's like, I definitely should have. And I was like, why would you not video when there's at least a fire? And he's just like, yeah, I thought the same thing. He's like, I asked my wife why I wouldn't do that. Because he's like, I definitely should have. I definitely should have videotaped. He said, even if I didn't get you, Sam, he said, I definitely should have videotaped the fire. Because he's like, the fire was like a thing. He's like, a smoking car is not. But yeah. All right. I'm on my way home. I'm going to go home and just have some supper. I don't know what I'm going for supper. I was going to go to the gym, but I want to check on that, what do you call it? That plug that messed up this morning. So yeah. Also, the other day I got a, what is it? $12.99 for $12.99, I think. I got a multimeter off Amazon, and it delivered today. So that's actually great because that means I can check those plugs, see what's going on with them. So yeah, and I can put on my glasses. That's fun. Laura says I look better with glasses anyway. I don't know. I feel like I look different because I'm used to them now. Like 8 years I've been wearing them. But yeah. All right, my coffee cups from the morning. All right, I'm driving home. I'll talk to you guys after. So they showed up. I got this guy, $12. This thing here was $2.50. I've never had one of these, but when I make stuff, that's pretty cool. I was just messing around with that. And yeah, it works. I like it. $12. Like I said, oh, there we go. I stared right in the light. It was a kind of an impulse buy, I guess. Kind of worked out because I needed it. But the thing was that I sorry, I'm getting distracted. The thing was that I couldn't I don't know. There you go. Hooray, I did it. I double checked all the breakers and I messed around with, I guess you guys will want to see this. See? So here's the multimeter. So I'm checking the lower socket, the one that wasn't working. Boom. Should have 120. 119. Good enough for me. So now I'm going to shut all this off. I said this shit tape on it, but shut all this off, and I'm going to. All right. So the moment of truth. Let's see. Yep, that works. And then what we got here. Let's check the bottom one. Yep. Yep. Perfect. Chime time. Blender can go back. There we go. Maybe I'll wipe that up. I rewrapped them all with electrical tape just to make sure. What is that noise?
heard something, and I was like, oh no. The only thing that sucks is this.
I had my drill on the lowest setting. That means now I gotta buy a new one of those tomorrow. But it's there for now. Everything still works. It's all good.
Alright, hang this up. Go with those dishes. It gave me something to distract me. I didn't even quite finish my smoothie. I'm probably gonna go to bed here in 2 minutes. So that works out pretty good. I missed the opportunity to overeat, which is a pretty good thing. All right. Yeah, clean all that up. All right, talk to you guys after. All right, so that's it. I'm going to bed. That was cool. I saved a dog today. I don't know if the guy was gonna get his dog out or not, but I came over and he's all panicked. And he was like, my dog's in the car. Because I said, you gotta step back. And he's like, my dog's in the car. I was like, oh. So I went up and I kind of like just grabbed it. And then it seemed okay. And I was like, sweet, dog's good. And then I put the fire out. But then it was funny because my students after were like, why wouldn't you put the fire out and then grab the dog? It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I mean, no, there's no time. That's what I mean. Hey Google, turn off the lights. So yeah. Good night, everybody.